Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Friday, January the 23rd. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of the room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Let's get to the charts right away. And first thing I have to say is that, the old song, What a Difference a Day Makes. Yesterday was a terrific day, not just because, I made money on a couple of good stocks and actually missed the last 2 hours of trading as the market just romped. But yesterday we had definitely a trend day. So when you got into positions, usually, at least for, 10, 15, 20 minutes, at least they kept going in the direction you wanted. And today I just found was very, very choppy. And unfortunately, we have more days like this than you're going to have days like yesterday. But anyway, let's take a look at the some of the trades that I did take today, and I posted in the room. So the big excitement, well, we had two big excitements in the pre-market. One was BlackBerry, and this is still the pre-market. This is right here. This candle here is at 9:30, and that's when the market opened. So this was, I don't know, 5 to maybe 10 minutes before the market opened, and you can see that it had a huge spike up here, right to what was it, about 1184, and on volume, of course, because this volume bar, you can't even see the other volume bars. So it had great volume. And if you remember, maybe I think it was a couple of weeks ago, there was a big rumor that Samsung was going to buy BlackBerry. I think the price was, I don't know, between 1350 to 1550. Both companies came out and denied it, of course. So BlackBerry sunk back down to the 10 level from whence it came. And then all of a sudden we had this big spike. And, there has to be a reason for it. I mean, these things just don't happen out of the blue. So again, I guess people were thinking, well, maybe there's maybe the rumor's back on again, or the rumor, or well, though I didn't see anything. I don't think anybody was able to post anything, but I decided, along with other people, to take this trade just kind of on spec. And I took the trade right here at 1080. Once had the pullback here, and then I took the trade at 1080. And I was going to hopefully. I mean, look at this. It got up to 1103, and it would have been beautiful if it had been able to keep going, and it just didn't want to crack through 11. And I waited on it all through here. Halfway in my mind, I was thinking, why not just hold some, and in case the rumor is true over the weekend or on Monday or Tuesday, because you could never get in. I mean, this sort of a spike, you'll never get in. You get in up here, and it's maybe too late. But I guess the day trader in me just said the heck with it. And on this weakness right here, I basically got out at 1080. So I bought it at 1080 and sold it at 1080, and it's just kind of wallowing down here. So who knows? I think there are probably going to be people to hold on to this just in case, but it's not going to be me. And the other pre-market news was on UPS, and here it is. Here's where it closed on Thursday, and then all of a sudden, boom, their earnings guidance came out, and it just got smashed. I mean, it's still down 10.84 at one point, and it's really not done too much. I mean, the bottom was 102, excuse me, so it hasn't really come off the bottom. Now, I was obviously hoping a lot that this would be the one like LE yesterday, that it could have a nice, once it caught stabilized, that it could really start to move back up. And it just hasn't happened. And I tried it once. It's hard to see on these bars, but I was in at 1052 right there. You can see, it sort of chopped around, and then on this bar here, I can just expand it just a bit. Maybe it'll look a little, oops, but the other way. Yeah, there you go. So you see this little pullback here, and on this volume bar, or sorry, on this candle right there, I thought, okay, well, maybe it's ready. It looks like it's cleared this little area, and maybe it's ready to at least move up a dollar. And it just didn't happen. 103.52 I got in, and I sold it on the next candle, the next 5 minute candle down at 103.34. Didn't have a lot of shares, so it's not the end of the world. Now it did pop up after that, but again, look at this, all this chop, and it only got up to 104. So for 103, even if I'm in at 103.52, that's only 50 cents on a $100 stock. So it wouldn't have been that great anyway, even if it held on and been able to sell it. So kind of a disappointment, but certainly we have to watch next week, because UPS is not going out of business. So it's just has to be watched next week. Let me just get this a little better now. Now, what was another one? Away, huh? Away. Another choppy one. Now, Away came to me on it was probably, to be honest with you, I can't remember, but it would more than likely came on this one. It's not on there right now, but a strong stock above the open close and all. And so when it broke through the whole number, now I did say in the room that I don't really like taking it the first time it breaks through the whole number, but I didn't mind this little pattern here. I mean, this is about 15 cents under the whole number, little consolidation, a little bit of a pop, and then the next one. So decided to take it at 27.03 and got a little excited. It got all the way up to 27.25 and on the next candle and it looked like it was going to run. But it didn't do that, and so I exited the trade at 27.13 right here, and was quite fortunate because it really started to drop down. It broke through the whole number. The next candle got down to here. Now it did pop back up, but you see how choppy this is. So a busted trade, really, even though I did make 10 cents on it. This was a disappointment. IPHI. Same sort of thing. I mean, this came to me on right here, and now the reason you don't see it here, I don't think you'd see it here right now, is that it has to be closer to the top of the range for it to make this list. The way, in fact, if you haven't seen this before, I think these two are excellent. I'll bring in the other one afterwards, but just to show you what I'm doing on these, you can put whatever price you want, and even you can adjust the volume. But I'm just looking for stocks that are at least 2% up from the previous close. They're above the open, and they're near the top of the day's range. And so, and they're above yesterday's. They're above yesterday's high. So these are all stocks that are strong. So above yesterday's high, above today's open, and above, of course, the close. So these are what I would call strong stocks, and in the top of the day's range. They're within this. This basically is telling me it's within 20% of the top of the day's range. So. And just to bring in this one, this is the exact opposite. This is just the reverse, below the open, below the close, below yesterday's low, and at the bottom within 20% of the low of the day. And this is great because I can see right now WGO as an example. I don't even have to look at a chart, but I know it's basically right at the low of today because this little this cylinder here being right over to almost butting up against this line means that that's where it is, as opposed to this one. You can see just a little bit of gray here. So that means that it's not right at the low of the day, but it meets my criteria that it's at least within 20% of the low of the day. So anyway, that's where IPHI, I would have been alerted to it right here. And again, I took the trade at, let's see, $20.06. It actually popped up to 2016. Again, thought, okay, maybe it's going to romp a little bit, and it just didn't do that. And when it broke down through the whole number, I exited at 19.99 for a small loss. It popped around here. I missed this here. I mean, but even so, I mean, yeah, you could say, okay, take the trade here at 2015. And yes, it would have been not bad. I mean, you get 25 cents out of it if you can hold on through this pullback, but it's still really choppy. Yesterday, this would have been the action. Take it right here, and at least it would have probably stepped up all day. Okay, so this was the difference between yesterday and today. And let's see, TTM. I bet you it's yeah. Same sort of thing, This one came on the lifetime high. Let's see, I did a reboot, so I don't know if it's going to still be here. TTM. No, it's not here right now because I did a reboot of it. But anyway, it came on the lifetime high. It broke at 50. I took the trade, and it's a bit of a chase, but I traded this one yesterday, and once it got going, it really got going. So I took the trade at 50.15. It got as high as 50.38. In retrospect, it I remember now what happened. I was actually answering somebody a question in the room when it took this quick spike up, and I more than likely would have traded out half of it, but I didn't get the chance, and then it fell back down immediately. And right here was my walk the dog time. So I put in a stop right at my buy, and when I came back, I had been stopped out. So right at my buy. So I didn't lose anything on it, but and it's come back. But this sort of choppy action is hard to have a lot of confidence in. And I think that is it. Yes, I mean, I did a couple of other, I traded Box. This is the IPO today. I actually think I got in right, I think it was at about 48 or something, looking to see whether or not it could get, as I said, maybe 25 would be the magnet. And it got as high as 24.73, and then it came back down, and I was out of it for no gain. And I think that is it. No, no, no. Forgot the one. Forgot this one. This one I had high hopes for, and I think again, yesterday. I mean, there's no guarantee, but yesterday I think this one might have gone. So now it's not down that much, but I mean, there weren't other than UPS, there weren't a lot of stocks that were down a lot. But nonetheless, this was down and it had a decent pattern in the pre-market. You see how, again, here's where it opened. So here's where it closed yesterday. Here's where it opened today. So it's not like it was coming back up a lot in the pre-market, and that's what I kind of like. It just kind of bounce around and then make a bit of a consolidation, and that's kind of what happened here. And so I took the trade right here at 65.23. And I had to hold this for quite a while, and I think it got down to 65.13. I was still in it at that point, and then finally it started to move. And this one, low volume. I mean, it's at 355 right now with an hour left in the market, but I mean, this was, I think this was under 100,000 when I took it. But as I said in the room, these ones can be really sneaky. They can be really sneaky that all of a sudden at the end of the day, it's back up and it's up a dollar and a half from when you took it. And it just didn't happen. What can I say? I ended up, it got as high as 65, 69, and it looked like it really wanted to go. But on this bar here, I exited at 65.54, held on for quite a while, through all this, thinking, well, maybe this is just a little bit of a pullback and maybe it could continue. And but it didn't. And on this candle here, I got out at 65.31. And again, you see the chop. I mean, it's chopping around and really doing nothing now. So, but these are, I would never discount a low volume stock that has been beat up. In this particular case, the spread was good. I mean, the spread I think was only a couple of pennies, two or three pennies, which isn't bad for a stock with not a lot of volume. And it was over the whole number, so I didn't have to worry about the whole number hitting it. So a lot of people don't want to take stocks when they're, unless they've traded 500,000 shares. And if that's your plan, that's your plan. But I wouldn't discount these, especially if they've been beaten up. And it means if they're trading low volume, it means they're kind of still under everybody's radar. And maybe again they can just sneak up on you and inch up for the rest of the day. All right, rambled on enough. That's it for today. I don't know what I'm going to be watching on. Well, UPS again. Definitely, we should be watching UPS on Monday. It's definitely going to be on my evening scan. Of course, we'll pick this up. Big stock. It's down still almost 10%. So that'll be on my radar, and because it's not going out of business. So that's it. Let me just bring back the cover page. Here's the address to get in, and I hope to see you in the trading room on Monday.